Shri Gurubhyo Namaha children. I welcome you all to our online learning initiative Ekalaiva. And in this video, we are going to start with a new chapter from the fifth unit, that is human physiology. And the chapter what we are going to start is breathing and exchange of gases. Okay. So actually, breathing and exchange of gases, okay, it is coming under an important life process which we are calling it as respiration. Yes. Okay. So in this chapter, we are going to see in detail about the life process, an important life process, which is very essential for the survival of all the organisms on the earth, that is respiration. Okay. So in this, okay, we will see about what is respiration, what are the different types of respiration. Okay, so respiration, what is respiration? Simply when someone is asking you, what is respiration? Okay, actually respiration involves these important processes, that is breathing and exchange of gases. Okay, and what is the use of this breathing and exchange of gases? Okay, so right from the birth, okay, very next second of the delivery, the baby starts, okay, its first breath. Okay, right from that, okay, till the end of that particular person, this breathing and gaseous exchange is taking place in their body. Okay, and it is supporting the survival of that organism by providing an important thing called energy. Okay, so for our survival, okay, we need energy. So we are eating food. So first life process, what we used to learn is nutrition. Okay, so that nutrition is a life process where we intake our food. Okay, and once you eat your food, you will not get energy. Okay, so this nutrition, the digestion and absorption and all, it is giving that nutrients to the body cells. That is the thing. Okay, it is transporting the nutrients present outside in the environment into the body cell. Okay, that is the importance of the life process called nutrition. Okay, and for giving energy, for getting energy from that food, we need that next life process, which we are calling it as respiration. So here it is breathing and gaseous exchange. That is our new chapter. Okay, so we'll see about what is respiration. So just now I told you respiration. Okay, if someone is asking, you used to say intake of oxygen, giving out of carbon dioxide. No, okay, that is a phase, a sequence of this respiration. Okay, so what is this respiration actually? When you see, respiration is a process, okay, in which the food is oxidized to release energy. Oxidation of food to release energy, we used to call it as respiration. Okay, so respiration, it is the breaking down of food in the presence or absence of oxygen to release energy. Okay, so it is to release energy in the form of ATP. You all know ATP is the energy currency. What is that ATP actually? ATP is nothing but our adenosine triphosphate. Adenosine triphosphate. Okay, adenosine triphosphate, which is acting as the energy currency, and it is producing energy. Okay, when we need energy, that ATP will break down to give us energy. So this respiration is a process of breaking down of food. Okay, what is that breaking down? What happens actually there? When you see, there is an oxidation of our food. Okay, oxidation of food to release energy in the form of ATP. In addition to that, there will be a release of carbon dioxide, which is considered as waste. Okay, the cells of an organism, and this is called respiration. Okay, and these are the two phases of respiration. Okay, so in this we are going to see about the two phases of respiration. Two phases of respiration, and the first phase is called breathing. Actually, this is the physical phase, a physical process. The physical process, which we are calling it as breathing. Okay, and this one we'll call it as a cellular respiration, and this is the second phase, that is biochemical phase. Physical phase and biochemical phase. So this biochemical phase is the cellular respiration, where the food is converted into carbon dioxide, water, with the release of this energy. Okay, so what is a physical process? What is the difference between the physical phase and the biochemical phase? When you see physical phase, you can see, okay, when someone is sleeping, when some animal is lying down on the ground, when someone is asking whether that animal is alive, okay, what at once what you will see, you will be looking for the respiratory breathing movement of that particular person or the particular animal. Okay, so that process, the physical process which is visible to us, okay, with the help of abdominal muscles, diaphragm, okay, rib bones, we can see the inhalation and exhalation. Okay, so that process we used to call it with something which is visible. Okay, we used to call it as a physical process, and the physical phase of our respiration is breathing. Okay, so what is breathing? Breathing is a process in which the oxygen from the atmosphere, it is taken into the body from the atmosphere. Atmosphere is acting as a pool for our oxygen. Okay, actually when you inhale, okay, you are inhaling the mixture of that gas only, that is air. Okay, we don't have any sensor to inhale only oxygen. Okay, we intake our air, and inside our body we have something to selectively absorb that oxygen present in the inhaled air. Okay, we'll see all these things in our next session. Okay, so this breathing is nothing but this breathing is a physical process where the oxygen from the atmosphere, it is taken through this respiratory system into the lungs, and the carbon dioxide, okay, which is accumulated in the lungs, is given out into the atmosphere. And this process we used to call it as breathing, and this is a physical phase of our respiration. And what is it? Cellular respiration, that is biochemical phase. When you see, it is cellular respiration where, okay, the food which is assimilated in our body cells reacts with this oxygen, and this food is oxidized. Oxidation is nothing but addition of oxygen. Okay, so it is oxidized to release carbon dioxide, water, and energy in the form of ATP. So these are the two different phases of our respiration. Okay, breathing, the process that moves air in and out of the lungs. Okay, it is called breathing. Okay, the terminology for this breathing is pulmonary ventilation. Okay, then the next one, cellular respiration. So cellular respiration, I told you, okay, the oxygen gas react with the sugar. Okay, the sugar that is assimilated in the form of, in the digestion of carbohydrate. Okay, it is broken down with the help of what is it, maltase, amylase, and all. Okay, it is at last it is converted into glucose. That glucose is oxidized with the help of this oxygen in order to release ATP, carbon dioxide, and water. This process we will call it as our cellular respiration. Okay, then so this is cellular respiration. Okay, the food what we eat will have this organic compound carbohydrate, and that carbohydrate is digested in the body, and with the help of this oxygen, it is oxidized in the body cells, and which is releasing the energy along with this carbon dioxide and water. Okay, this is the diagrammatic representation of our breathing and respiration. Now, when you see the difference between this breathing and respiration, breathing, intake of fresh air, and removal of foul air. Foul air, it is rich in carbon dioxide. Okay, it will be having more amount of carbon dioxide. Okay, then oxidation of respiration is, that is cellular respiration, is oxidation of food to form carbon dioxide, water, and energy. And this one, as we have seen, it is a physical process, and this one is a biochemical process. And here, no energy is released in case of breathing, whereas in respiration, energy will be released. Okay, and breathing is an extracellular process. That is a process which is something taking place outside the cell, whereas it is intracellular, where it is taking place within the cells, because there only the glucose is assimilated. Okay, then here there is no involvement of any enzyme for breathing, but large number of enzymes. Okay, a sequence of enzymes involved in this cellular respiration process, and this breathing confined only to certain organs. Certain organ in the sense, you can see, started in the nostrils, nose, nasal passage, then pharynx, larynx, trachea, bronchi, alveoli, that is lung. Okay, that is the organ which is involved in this breathing process. But when you take cellular respiration, each and every cells of our body involved in this cellular respiration. So it occurs in all the cells of our body. This is the basic difference between the breathing and cellular respiration. Okay, so types of respiration when you see, based on the availability, okay, this one, okay, that is phases we have seen, that is, what is it, physical phase and biochemical phase. So based on that, it is divided into two phases, that is external respiration. External respiration, okay, it is nothing but the physical phase of our respiration, physical phase, which is taking place between the atmosphere and the respiratory organ. That is external respiration. And something which is taking place between the respiratory organ, that is our alveoli, and the blood vessels, which is present over the alveoli, and in between that blood and the tissues. Okay, all these sequence we used to call it as internal respiration. Okay, that is our cellular respiration, which is biochemical phase of our respiration. Okay, so this is about our external respiration and internal respiration. External respiration is a breathing, and internal respiration is of cellular respiration. And this cellular respiration, based on the availability of oxygen, it is divided into two types, that is aerobic respiration and anaerobic respiration. Aerobic respiration is something which is taking place in the presence of oxygen. In the presence of oxygen, whereas anaerobic, okay, which is taking place in the absence of oxygen. Okay, it is taking place in the absence of oxygen. So this internal respiration, based on the availability of oxygen, it is divided into aerobic and anaerobic respiration. Okay, and this aerobic respiration, okay, a little bit when you go in detail, we can have two different types, that is direct respiration and indirect respiration. What is the direct respiration and indirect respiration? When you see, direct respiration is nothing but, okay, the respiration which is taking place, okay, directly there will be the absorption of oxygen, okay, from the atmosphere directly by the body of the animal. We used to call it as direct respiration. Okay, that is which is not involving a complex respiratory organ. For example, when you take earthworm, okay, through their moist skin, okay, the blood vessels, okay, lying close to the skin, so that directly the absorption of oxygen is taking place between the atmosphere and the body of that animal. So it is not involving any complex respiratory organ. That type of respiration we will call it as direct respiration, whereas the respiration which is taking place in our body, okay, it is not possible for us to take the oxygen required for oxidation of our food only by diffusion. So because of that only, we are provided with a complex respiratory system. So the respiration where it involves the respiratory system, a complex organ system, we used to call it as the indirect respiration. Is that clear, children? So this is about the respiration types, that is based on the phase, physical phase and chemical phase. It is divided into external respiration and internal respiration. And internal respiration is divided into aerobic and anaerobic based on the availability of oxygen, and aerobic based on the availability of organ system. Again, we can have two different types, that is direct and indirect respiration. This is about the types of respiration. So aerobic respiration, as we have seen, there is the availability of oxygen where the food, okay, that is glucose is oxidized, and it will be releasing carbon dioxide, water, with the production of more and more amount of what is that energy in the form of ATP. Okay, and this is anaerobic respiration, okay, fermentation. Okay, in the absence of oxygen, instead of producing carbon dioxide, water, and more amount of energy, in the absence of oxygen, the organism will go for the different process called fermentation. You can observe this in case of yeast cell. Okay, right from lower class, okay, you have learned about this experiment, yeast. Okay, wheat flour you will take and you will add little amount of yeast, and you'll be waiting for that for observing the production of carbon dioxide. Okay, so here what happens? Alcoholic fermentation. This fermentation based on the end product produced, it is of two types. That is alcoholic fermentation where the ethanol is produced as the end product. Ethanol is produced as the end product, and lactic acid fermentation, that is acid fermentation where ethanol is not the end product, lactic acid is the end product. Okay, so this is about the two different types of fermentation. See, here you can see, yes, lactic acid fermentation, glucose, first glucose is converted into pyruvate by the process called glycolysis, and this pyruvate is converted into lactate, that is lactic acid. This is lactic acid fermentation, whereas alcohol fermentation, that is ethanol production, the same. First step is similar, okay, both in aerobic and anaerobic. That is glucose is converted into pyruvate. Then this pyruvate, okay, by the sequence of steps, at last it is converted into the alcohol, that is ethanol. This is alcoholic fermentation. So this is taking place in the complete absence of oxygen. Complete absence of oxygen. Okay, and this lactic acid fermentation, sometimes even it is taking place in our body muscles at the time of lack of oxygen. Okay, the athletes and all, when they were running for long time, when they were playing for long time, they'll be getting muscular cramps. Okay, so that is because of this lactic acid fermentation which is taking place in their muscle. Okay, when they were doing heavy exercise, okay, what will happen? They will use more and more energy. To meet that more and more energy, the oxygen is not supplied into their body. So there is a lack of oxygen. In this lack of oxygen, what will happen? No, instead of pyruvate converting into carbon dioxide, water, and energy, it will be converted into lactic acid, and that lactic acid is getting accumulated in their body muscles. That accumulation of lactic acid only, it leads to that muscular cramp. Okay, so that is this lactic acid fermentation. Even it is taking place in the muscles of human and animals sometimes. Okay, so this is the difference between aerobic and aerobic respiration. Okay, aerobic respiration occurs in all living cells of higher organism, and whereas anaerobic respiration is taking place in some yeast and in some bacteria. And aerobic respiration requires oxygen, of course. Because of that only we are calling it as aerobic respiration. And here, okay, oxygen is not required. Okay, they'll be using some other substrates. Okay, then the end products are carbon dioxide and water. Here the end products, it might be alcohol, carbon dioxide will be produced, or lactic acid. So we have seen those two types of fermentation. Then aerobic respiration is providing one molecule of glucose produces 36 ATPs. Okay, actually it is 38 ATPs. Glycolysis will produce 2 ATP. Okay, then Krebs cycle will be producing 36. So 36 plus 2, 38 ATPs will be produced. And here it is producing only 2 ATPs. It consists of 4 stages, that is glycolysis, okay, a link reaction between the glycolysis and the TCA cycle, okay, tricarboxylic acid cycle. Actually, we are going to learn in detail about each and every process of this respiration in our 4th unit under plant physiology, okay, and electron transport chain. So these are the 4 things which is involved in the aerobic respiration, okay, whereas here in case of anaerobic, we have seen first step is glycolysis, that is glucose is converted into pyruvate, and directly, okay, the next step it is converted either into alcohol or acid. Okay, then this aerobic respiration is taking place in cytoplasm and mitochondria. Mitochondria, that second step, okay, this TCA cycle and all, it is taking place in the mitochondria only, whereas this anaerobic respiration is taking place only in the cytoplasm. Okay, so this is about the basic differences between the aerobic respiration and anaerobic respiration. Okay, so this is about the introduction to our respiration and its types. Thank you, children.